And welcome to this edition of Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Join me, Coach Derwin Wright. And, Coach, huge rivalry win on Friday night.
Oh, it's just good. Unreal. The atmosphere, the game, especially to jump out 14 and then they come roaring back and go in at halftime. They were up 17-14. And then to come out and that one play, really the Cole Cooper sack from behind and Landrick Lefevue scoop and scored on it and, got our momentum. And I'm just proud of our defense. They didn't give up a point in the third and fourth quarter. And, just a tremendous character win, a tremendous win against a rival.
We'll take a look at that game. Plus, we'll look at the final regular season and regular region game of the season coming up right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC.
And back here, Coach Wright. And, Coach, your team, like you said, you got out. You looked really good early, and then Livingston comes storming back, and just some big plays made the whole difference.
We do a player of the week each week, and the player of the week this week goes to the five offensive linemen up front. They just did a tremendous job. And then defensively, we moved Josiah Heading in the middle of the game because in our 3-3 stack, we just wasn't able to stop them. They're running the zone read type play. So we ended up moving into a four-man front, put him at defensive end, and he blew up 2 or 3 plays at the end. And, just a great win for us.
Coach, your offense, the Fab Four, they call them. I called them in the Herald Citizen. They came out. It was just unbelievable. Rexroad with over 100 yards in the first quarter.
Well, first of all, I don't like that nickname. They asked me about them, and I said, well, Nuke Rockney had the 4 horsemen, and basically it's a set that you're in. We've got a lot of offensive weapons, but, we've got 2 guys that have a chance to go over 1,000 yards rushing for us, in the next game. One's just about 60 yards away, and the other's a little over 100 yards away. But, Heath Rexroad and Ethan Probst, both seniors, have had tremendous years running the ball for us. And the funny thing is, obviously, I think people were making fun of the Fab Four, but which that's not my title. That was what I think Ben Herron started that at Upperman. But when I described them, I talked about that Rexroad had that next gear, and that's what he done in the Livingston. And the irony of the thing, those 4 guys, all 4 scored in that game. And I mentioned that, like I said, that Rexroad had the next gear, that Probst could run through you, over you, around you, and he just had great balance, and his ran showed that. And with Cole Cooper, I said he had the safety speed. He's one of those guys that'll go into a pile, and boom, he'll come popping out of it. There's this touchdown. And I said Landrick Lefevue just seems to be on the spot and makes plays, and there it is. So, those 4 guys scored the 4 touchdowns for us, but, man, it was a team effort. I mean, without what that offensive line was doing up front, and then, like I said, we had some guys that we moved around, and I mentioned Josiah earlier. He's leading our team in tackles, and when we moved him there, he just he gave us that anchor on the end, and him and Probst met in the middle a couple times at the quarterback, and then we brought Cole Cooper off the edge a couple times, and just were able to make some big plays and get the ball out of their hands and get it back in air. So it was a great team effort, Gary.
You have to attribute a lot to the offensive line when you threw the ball one time all night.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what people and there are 4 weapons in the backfield. There's actually 6: Thomas Miller and A.J. Johnson. Both those guys run the ball well for us, Dawson Threet, and we've got a new set we're working on where we're getting Josiah Headings in the backfield, running him a little bit. And, he and Daedric Phillips are tied in. They're doing a great job blocking for us. But, we've got some weapons on offense. But the one thing we have to improve on is our play-action passing game. And the other night I didn't go to it much, but, when we do go to it, we got to be successful in it.
Coach, you had trouble stopping Neely in that first half. He was getting some big yardage, but those adjustments really paid off in the second. Yeah,
they did, and our kids responded to it. We've got beginning to be an intelligent football team as far as, as a coach, when you're able to go in and make adjustments or move kids around and say, okay, they're doing this, we've got to take this away from them, and they pick up on that. That's when the chess games start. That's when you get better. But when you're not able to go in and communicate with your offense and defensive line, your linebackers, and find out what's going on, those are nights when you're struggling. But this group is starting football IQ and just understanding, what a team's trying to do to them. That's 2 games in a row that we've went out in the third and fourth quarter, made adjustments, and kept a team from scoring on us. So that's huge.
Your special teams also had a pretty good night.
They did. They've had a good night. Johan West has really come on extra point field goals for us, and they came big there at that point when they're up 17-14 and we score, and we kicked that one to put us up at extra point. And that extra point's huge. We learned that in the Smith County game. So he's doing a great job, in our punting game and our returning games are doing great. Heath Rexroad did a great job making the right decision, when to catch a punt, when not to catch a punt, when to fire catch a punt in the game. And Josiah Headings, he's making about 85-90% of our tackles in the kickoff game. And he's a guy that when he's just wide open. Love him.
Well, the York Dragons picked up a huge non-region win. This week it's region action, the final one of the season, and it's a huge one. We'll talk about the Cannon County Lions right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
And back here on the Coach Derwin and Wright Sports Show, by the magic of television, we're now inside as we know now when the rain's going to hit, Coach.
Well, yeah, I was asking earlier what time they thought the rain would get here this afternoon, and we just found out. But good thing we could come in and get dry.
Hey, Coach, this week you got Cannon County. Now, Cannon County, they've struggled, but you hear the term trap team all the time. We saw that with the Titans yesterday. They ran into a team that maybe was they overlooked a little bit. But Cannon County, that game's big.
It's huge for our program. It's huge for us. They have some really big kids. If you've not seen them on film, you've not seen them. They've got a tailback there. It's a Samoan kid. That's a big kid, runs the ball hard, and they've got a right tackle that this kid is huge. They're dangerous. They are a dangerous team. I think they've had a lot of just bad breaks. I know that they played Jackson County to the wire. I mean, in a close ball game. And, they've lost and they've gotten down a little bit. But this is going to be their senior night. It's going to be the last game at home. And, that's the thing I got to tell our guys is this is a team that's got some pieces there. They've got some weapons, and we're going to have to come out and play good football. And if we do, then we'll be just fine. But they're going to be motivated and they're going to be fired up. And like I said, they've got some big old kids. I mean, they've got some speed on the edge too.
Having gone 0-9, this is their playoffs.
This is their playoff, and that's the way they're going to come into it. And that's one of the reasons we like football, because there's always that underdog that upsets somebody somewhere along the way, and we don't want to fall into that trap. And a lot of times it's a team that's coming off a big win that gets lulled and all that. And I'm going to talk to our team about that. We're going to prepare and work hard this week.
Coach, defensively, what do you got to do to stop them?
Well, like I said, the quarterback is a big kid. He number 3 is his primary target. And the tailback, like I said, he's a hard runner, good-sized kid. We're going to have to hit him low. We're going to have to wrap up. He reminds me in the way his size and stuff is the fullback at Sequatchie County. And, he was a challenge for us. So we're going to have to be ready defensively.
Offensively, what do you got to do to move the ball?
Well, but just keep being consistent. I think we need to mix it up a little bit. I think that, just self-scouting myself, I'm going to have to trust and throw the ball some stuff on first down and loosen some teams up because we're seeing 9 and 10 in the box. And, once we get them all in there, we need to make them pay for doing that.
Coach, your special teams, this could be one of those weeks and they can have a real big ball game.
Yeah, every game of special teams is big. It's always a big point, but special teams is one of those where you can get that break your back type score. You can just change the whole momentum of a football game, whether it's a punt return, a block punt, an onside kick, a kick return for a touchdown. I mean, you just see it every Friday, every Saturday, every Sunday. On every level, change a football game. So we always put quite a bit of emphasis on our kicking game.
Coach, take a look at some numbers from both sides of the ball for Cannon.
We got number 8, number 31, and the quarterback is he's number, I think it's 15, big kid. Defensively, this offensive tackle I'm talking about, and I can't remember if he was 70 or 77, but he's a guy. He's filling the gap. I mean, he's a big kid. So they like I said, they've got some really good looking kids, and it's going to be their senior night, and they're going to be fired up, and they're going to know this is their last chance to get a win. So we're going to have to go down there ready to play.
Coach, this game, of course, you're taking on Cannon County. Cannon County has won the district, but this game's big because the 3 games that's going to be played on Friday night is going to determine where everybody lands.
Well, if we win, Smith County wins, and Sequatchie wins, it's a 3-way tie, and it goes to overall record, which would give us first place. We would be 8-2. Both of those guys would be 7-3. If we win and Sequatchie wins and Smith County loses, we would still be number 1. If Sequatchie County loses and us and Smith both win, then head to head they would be the tiebreaker because they beat us regular season. So there's 2 scenarios where we would be number 1, and then there's a third scenario that we would finish number 2, and then there's a scenario if we don't go down there and play the way we're capable of playing, and we let Cannon County upset us, then we would finish 3rd or even 4th.
If you look at the region that they're going to be playing in the next round, those guys you don't want to be number 3 or 4 and have to travel to the two top teams in that region. Well,
to me, the biggest thing you can do for yourself to start off the playoffs is to be able to host. And we've been the road warriors, and this is going to be our 4th one in a row on the road. So we know we can win on the road. But at the same time, we want to be back home. We want a home game. You go 4 games, that's almost half a season that you're playing somewhere else. So our kids are excited about that aspect of being able to host a game, and our fans are too. And hopefully we'll go down there and do what we need to do Friday night and be able to bring a playoff game back home.
Speaking of the fans, we've had some good fan travels. Our team's traveled well with the fans as far as that goes. But a lot of people thinking, well, Cannon County's not that good. We still need them down there, though.
Well, you remember 2009, this football team went to the 4th round when Coach Brown first year here, and they were pretty hot, and they went to Cannon County and ended up dropping the game, and it happened in the kicking game. So, they all start 0-0. You got to go be ready to play.
And we want a big bunch down there as far as fans.
Oh, we do. We've had a great following. We just, like you said, make a night of it. Stop and cook and get something to eat and come down. We need a 12th man there for us.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you joining us, and best of luck on Friday night as you take on Cannon County.
Thank you, Gary.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Be sure to turn out Friday night. The Dragons travel to Cannon County. It's a long road trip, but it's a very important region game. Until then, for 15104 Sports, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.